Hey, I'm going over this UNUM life insurance versus Allied debacle. Bear with me because I haven't done this in a while. So, okay, opinions, UNUM Life Insurance Company, Luann Allied, Tiffany Allied, Stephen McAuliffe, District Court Judge. So there's a couple things I want to clear up here on this. So I was always a beneficiary. It says right here in the paperwork that he never changed the beneficiary. I was married to him for 20 years, but when UNUM sent the paperwork to me, which I responded to right away, I told them that they had their paperwork wrong because they had me down there married to him for like a month or something like that. So that was wrong. Okay, so they deposited the fund in the registry. All right, 2 years later. All right, so I never filed a motion. They're saying I was default for this, but I didn't know that I had to file anything because I'm the beneficiary. The reason why that they did the interpleading is because Tiffany wrote, who knows what she wrote to the court, because she always does that. She writes this big, long thing. I have evidence of it that she wrote this big, long letter, and all it was defaming me as a mother. So, I never received anything from her. Okay, let's see. Defaulted, entered against Luann. Now, I don't know how you default on a beneficiary because I was always a beneficiary, 20 years of marriage. So Tiffany filed a motion, okay? I never received anything what Tiffany said to the court. All right, the only thing I ever received was what UNUM was doing, okay? She filed a motion. Let's see. Anyways, it said that they had a mediation scheduled, which I never received anything for a mediation. I was just wondering what was taking so long for them to release the funds because I'm the beneficiary. So when I realized that that wasn't happening, I did file something with them. And they did have my address because I sent them information. I sent UNUM my address. They had my address when I filed my, when I contacted them, okay? So let's see, the background. All right. Anyways, they're saying they couldn't get in touch with me. That's not true. I lived up in the mountains for 5 years. And let's see, Steve and Luann were divorced in 2016. I don't think that's right either. And I did have qualified written requests for his benefits and his retirement through the Brentwood court. Let's see. She tried to get him to change it, but he didn't change it. So if anything, you should go to my kids, but let me see. It just says it right here. He never changed it. So, let me see. Yeah, I don't know what she did. I don't know what she said, but she did send something into the court. And I never had a chance to even do anything about that because I never received anything saying what she wrote to the court. Let me see. See, they have my address right here. So they're trying to say that they couldn't get in touch with me, but they have my address right here. So that's not true. Let me see. I did file something with them asking them. I did file something with them twice to find out where this money is being allocated. All right. So then Tiffany filed a motion to determine the beneficiary. All right. December 31st, 2022. I don't have my paperwork in front of me, but I could get everything that I saved for that, what I sent. Steve previously separated. Let's see. They tried to get it changed, which is probably bullshit. Then they're saying that I had some kind of child support thing. I never had any child support thing against me. Let me see. Tiffany. I can't do this too long. Maybe I should do it in 2 parts. Okay. Also, my daughter was not living with Tiffany. We were trying to get out of the abusive household that she was in with her son and her. Okay, she's alcoholic and he's abusive too. And so we were trying to get her out of that household. I was trying to get her to come with me. I was looking for apartments and I was doing everything I could to try to get her to come with me. But Tiffany wanted not me to see her or be with her because she'd lose that beneficiary money. So let me see. Let me see. And then they put these links in here, but I read these links and I don't know what that has to do with this. They put I don't know. The court did say that the court did do something good, which they didn't give UNUM any money for doing all this because they didn't do anything. They should have never went into interpleading. All right, I'm the only beneficiary. It should have never went into interpleading. The only reason why I went into interpleading is because Tiffany filed something and I never got to see what she was saying. I never got to defend what she was saying on the paperwork. And I never received anything about a mediation because I would have definitely gone. But, that doesn't surprise me because I drove 2 hours down to the Brentwood courthouse and I had Judge Weaver and he didn't want to listen to anything I had to say. He said also that it didn't matter if I was the biological mother, and I was trying to tell him about how the cops could not find who was smashing in Holly's windows 4 times. So that was very, very strange. He just cut me off and he didn't even want to hear that, Holly wanted to get out of there. All right. Holly was not a runaway. She was coming to visit me because of all the stuff was going on. And she put her on a runaway list. And then I had a nice sergeant come. I think he's a sergeant, came and he took her off the list and I told him the whole story. And about how the son was abusive and how my daughter had to hear all kinds of weird stuff at that house. So, yeah, some of this isn't right. They could get in touch with me, all right? I was up in the mountains 5 years. I always had that address. So and they were saying they're trying to help me. No, they didn't help me, all right? They're giving my money to a woman that was only married to him for 4 years, all right? And that he died with. Okay, but nobody wants to question that. All right, let's go there. All right. What were they doing that night that he died on the lake? All right. Were they just coming back from drinking? Did anybody ask them what their levels of alcohol was? Because I'm pretty sure if she would have got tested for her alcohol level on that night, she probably would have got in trouble for driving her sled drunk. Okay. We'll just throw that in there. Let me see. There's just a bunch of stuff that's not even, and they're saying now I get disqualified. No, I don't think so. I have a qualified written request from the court stating what I'm supposed to get. And it said they tried to contact me a bunch of times or something it said the court then ordered Luann to notify the court of her current address and whether she intended to participate in the mediation in February. Okay, no. And it says that the mail was returned undeliverable. Well, let's talk about that. Everybody shares one mailbox at 977 Stalker Hill, okay, where my privacy was interfered with from the landlord, all right? Total privacy invasion, all right? Just because he lives there, he doesn't have the right to keep on coming to your door every single freaking day. He put notes on my door 3 times in a row. And every single time that I was out there happy, he had to be stalking around me, all right? Every single time that I was out doing anything, he was stalking around me out there, all right? Every single time I went out, he had to go get the mail. Every single time I was out trying to cook on the grill, he had to mow right where I was, all right? So they try to make it look like it's just like they're doing their everyday thing, but it's not true, okay? That the stuff that went on in that, there's a whole bunch of other videos that went on in that apartment complex. Then my truck gets hit, probably from another drunk person, and I went to the police about that, but nothing was ever done. So that's my own fault, because I guess I should have filed something with the insurance people in New Hampshire to tell them that, like, my truck never got fixed. Oh, and then it got blamed on me. My truck gets hit, and then it gets blamed on me when I'm just parked that way because my truck was being vandalized in that apartment complex. All right. So anyways, they have my address. They could get in touch with me. All right. Currently, the court is utterly unable to communicate with or contact Luann. All right. Not true. All right. So I don't know how long, if I could even appeal this, but, I also, when I asked for help through welfare, it was only a short amount of money that they could have helped me, so I could have kept the apartment. All right. A lot of things could have happened, so I could have kept the apartment, but I didn't get help through the CAP program. All right. They kept on saying they didn't receive my paperwork, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get help through them. I went to the town. I didn't get help through them. I went to the bridge project. All right. She was like trying to help me, but not really. So yeah, nobody helped me try it at all. Okay. And the stuff that went on there was very, very sketchy. So lack of diligence to prosecution. Why should I have to prosecute anything? Like, I shouldn't even have to fight for this. My name's on the paperwork. It's always been on the paperwork. I was married to him for 20 years. If anything, my kids deserve that. It says that I ceased all my prosecution of her claim in this case, notwithstanding the court's efforts to assist her. Okay. Failure to prosecute? Like, why do I have to prosecute benefits? I shouldn't have to prosecute benefits. Those are the benefits that were put aside for me. My name was on it. So, failure for current address. They had my address all along. UNUM has the right to make the payment for the first surviving family members of the family member's spouse, children. Let's see. So I'm disqualified. So how do I get disqualified from a benefit that had my name on it? Because my claim was abandoned? No, my claim was never abandoned, all right? So I don't know. This is like... The court might make the payment to Steve's spouse, Tiffany, based on the circumstances and recorded present here. That is appropriate outcome of this case. So they denied, even though they said that I didn't get in touch with them, but now they're stating, so so it's like they're contradicting themselves. First they're saying that I didn't get in touch with them, but now they're saying that my motion for the allocation of the funds is denied. But they're saying that I never pursued this. So Tiffany's the beneficiary after 4 years of marriage. After the expiration date time allowed. But they don't put that on there. They don't tell you, like, how long you have. This is just... It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.